Hey, hello everyone. How are you all today? So, welcome back to my channel named Learning to Learn. Today we'll be discussing about what to do after NET or JRF examinations. So, first of all, to all the people who are listening to this particular video, this is completely entirely in English. So, if you want this lecture in Hindi, अगर आपको ये पूरा lecture हिंदी में चाहिए कि मैंने हिंदी में कैसे explain किया है, तो already मैंने चैनल में अपलोड कर दिया है, तो आप प्लीज़ उसको एक बार चेकआउट कीजिए, ठीक है। बाकी ये पूरा वीडियो मैं इंग्लिश में एक्सप्लेन करूँगी ताकि जो लोग हिंदी में फ्लुएंट नहीं है, जिनको हिंदी नहीं समझ में आती, वो इंग्लिश में समझ पाए कि मैं क्या कहना चाह रही हूँ। ओके, सो येस, बिफोर स्टार्टिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर लेक्चर और दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग, this is everything about me you need to know. This is the basic details about me, the academic details about me, that what I have achieved or what I have done so far. Now you can just pause the video and just read this and let me move forward. Today what we are discussing about is we are discussing about various opportunities after NET and JRF. Now all the people who are going to apply for NET or JRF, or all the people who are just preparing, okay, who are just trying to understand what is NET, what is JRF, how do we apply for this, what is the syllabus, what is paper 1 and paper 2 and everything. For all those people who have just started in this and who are just trying to figure out what this entire thing is, this video would be really helpful for you to understand. Once you clear your NET examination, I'm really sorry, once you clear your NET examination or your JRF examination, what should be your next step. So this is very very important to understand that all the people who are preparing for this, you should watch this video on a very serious note. And all the people who have given their examination, if you have just given your NET or JRF examination and you're waiting for your results, then also this particular video becomes very very important for you, because after getting your results, after getting your positive results, you would be trying to figure out what should be my next step. Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about the next step you need to take after your NET and the JRF. Okay, now before moving forward, I am assuming that many of you might not know what is NET or JRF, or some of you might not know what is the difference between NET and JRF. So let me just brief it out quickly and then we can move forward. NET and JRF are the same examination. So if you want to clear NET or JRF, you have to give the same examination at the given same time slot, as well as the syllabus for NET or JRF is equal. It's exactly the same. There is no difference. So there should be a difference between NET and JRF. That's why we are pronouncing it in a complete different way. Yes, NET is National Eligibility Test. It is basically a test. Once you qualify, you become a qualified person to apply for assistant professor. Anywhere there is any post for assistant professor, you would be qualified to apply for that particular kind of post. Okay, so that is your NET examination, that is the National Eligibility Test. But when we talk about JRF, that is Junior Research Fellowship. Junior Research Fellowship is basically a kind of fellowship. Fellowship here means a kind of stipend, a kind of money provided to you to do your own PhD. If you want to do your PhD and if you want support from the government, you need financial assistance from the government, then you can clear this JRF examination. And if you are able to clear this JRF examination, you're going to get a certain amount every month to do your PhD. Suppose I'll just take a quick example. You are a student and you're from commerce and you have applied for JRF and you have cleared your JRF examinations. Now once you enroll into any college or any university for PhD, you'll start getting funds from UGC. That is 35,000, around, I think 33,000 it is. So 33,000 per month you're going to get for doing your own PhD. Okay, and this will be provided for next 5 years. So the amount will be around 22 lakhs. So it is 33,000 multiplied by 12, that is every month you're going to get, and that is for 5 long years. But 33,000 is only for 2 years. After 2 years there will be an increased amount, a hiked amount, because then you are going to get your SRF. SRF is Senior Research Fellowship. So this is Junior Research Fellowship, this is Senior Research Fellowship. And if you still have any doubts about the basic qualification you need to have, or how do we apply for this examination, what is the syllabus, and all these basic requirements, I have a perfect video for you people. 1 second, I'll just show you the link of that video. One second. So as you can see, this is my channel. Okay, if you go to this this would be the home, of course. Go to the playlist. Okay, once you go to the playlist, you'll get this teaching aptitude introduction. Play the first video. One second. So you're going to get this one, like what is the syllabus, who is eligible to give this examination, and everything. So we have discussed everything here, like what is the age limit and everything which you require. I have discussed this already, so make sure you watch this particular video. And if you need this particular video, I'll of course link it out in the description box so that you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, now after this, let's go back to our main topic. Suppose you're giving your NET or JRF examinations, and if you have cleared the NET or JRF examination, now what would be the next step? You have career opportunities for NET and JRF in 3 different ways. The first one is you can become an assistant professor in any university or a college, government college, private college, your choice. So this would be your first, you can say, way. And I would highly recommend you that if you have cleared your NET, only and only your NET examination, then you should definitely opt for teaching line or a professor line, because you're not going to get any funds from the government to do your PhD. So it's better to go for a teaching job. Whereas suppose you have cleared JRF, I would highly 100% recommend you to do your PhD, because for doing your PhD you are going to get a financial assistance. Okay, now there is one more decision you need to make. Suppose I want to do PhD and I have just cleared NET. Now what? You can still do PhD, that is your choice. You have to put certain kind of cost. You have to apply to various universities, you have to give the interview there, and once you have been selected, you have to pay the admission fees and other fees of the universities, like you might have done in your graduation and post graduation, to enroll into that particular kind of degree course. So in the PhD course you have to enroll, and of course you need to pay the fees, and this all will be from your pocket. Then one more question I think you might have in your mind, that apart from JRF there is no other option to get a financial assistance. No, it's not like that. Many of the private companies, not companies, institutions, they pay stipend to the PhD candidate so that they can do that particular research. So how are you going to find out that particular websites or that particular universities who provide this stipend? This is very easy. This I'm going to continue or elaborate more in the next videos, but I'll give you a small hint. You can go to various universities website. Once you go to the website, you can go to the research section or the PhD sections, and just download a detailed brochure. Many of the universities, they actually provide the stipend, and that stipend information is given in the PhD section, the research section, or the PhD admission sections, or in the brochure of the PhD in that particular university. So you can do a bit of research. You can go to the university's page, the web page, the home page, and then you can try searching more and more about PhD in their particular official website. And many of the universities, they actually provide financial assistance, or they actually provide a fellowship, so that you can do your PhD without incurring a cost. Okay, I had this question in my mind, like, okay, government is funding us, that is understood, that is reasonable, but why a private company or a private firm or a private institute would fund my particular PhD? There are many reasons for this. UGC and many other big institutes, they actually fund the universities so that they can promote and encourage students to come into PhD and do the research. And whatever research you are going to do in your PhD, you're going to submit a thesis, you're going to discuss on that, you are going to defend your thesis. So whatever work you're going to do, it would be result, it would come out with the result, or it would be fruitful. Okay, so this would be fruitful to various sectors in the Indian economy. So that is why, for having a good research base, we need to have good researchers in the universities and colleges and all over India. So to promote those researchers, they actually provide fellowship, and many institutes provide fellowship. Even if you have just cleared your net, you can secure a fellowship of around 15,000 to 25,000 easily from various universities in India. And if you have scored JRF, okay, you will definitely receive 35,000 around for commerce students a month of fellowship. Okay, and this fellowship is also provided for 3 to 5 years, until unless you submit your thesis. Okay, so this is the entire scenario of research or PhD. Now suppose I don't want to do research, or I don't want to do PhD. Now what is the second best option I have? I have an option of applying for as assistant professor. I can give lectures to the universities, and I can gain experience at the same at that particular university. But I would highly encourage you at this point to understand teaching assistant is okay, or assistant professor is still okay, but you need to do your PhD along with. Because though NTA has just recently said, the UGC, they have recently said that PhD has no relation to teaching. So PhD should not be the minimum criteria for assistant professors. Yes, I do agree, it is true, but you also have to understand that PhD is still one of the minimum criterias in various universities inside India, outside India, government institutions, private institutions, for applying for a professor post. So if you don't know the hierarchy, you just go to any university as an assistant professor. After gaining few years of experience, you can be promoted to associate professor, and after gaining few years of experience in associate professor, you can become professor. So to become a professor, it is a long way to go. It can take 8 to 10 years easily when you start your career as assistant professor. So at one particular point of time in future, you think, you feel you want to become a professor, you have to do PhD. So try to understand, I am not saying anyone here don't do PhD. No, go for PhD. PhD is one of the good options if you want to secure your job in future as a professor. Okay, so we have discussed about the research and the PhD, and you can also apply for assistant professor. That also we have discussed. The last option we have is career opportunities in public sector undertakings. It is specifically for science students. But recently I've seen in many public sector undertakings, many people are actually involving many people from commerce as the researchers. So even if you have cleared your net examinations, you can actually apply to various public sector undertakings where they require a person with a research background. They want to do a particular research with a sample, so you can apply to that particular jobs. So these are the three options you have available, and we have discussed one thing in detail, that is research or PhD. Of course, in the coming videos I would be discussing more, like this one slide is very important. This is the entire procedure, how to apply to a university for a PhD, because this is not very clear among people, among students, that how do we apply for PhD. So this is one of the things you need to understand, and this I'm going to cover in the next lecture. All the people who understood this and who liked the video, please share it with all your friends so that they also understand the entire procedure, which is completely confusing and completely out of the line. So I'm trying to make it very systematic for you people, so that you understand in a very simple and easy manner that what PhD is and how to apply for PhD, and what is JRF, what is NET, and how these things will impact your future. Second thing, if there are still any doubts or any questions from your side, please do mention in the comment section, so that when I record the next videos or when I come up with the next videos, I consider your doubts, or I just reply your doubts in the comment section. Okay, so make sure you do that. Take good care of yourself, study hard. Bye everyone.